Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you all are safe at home. Dear students, today I will teach chapter 7 of History, New Ideas. And in this chapter I will teach you about Upanishads, Buddhism and Jainism. Okay students, first of all, what is Upanishads? Right, the Upanishads are religious texts which form the core of Hindu philosophy. The term is derived from Up, which means near. Ni means down, and Shad, which means to sit. Collectively, literal meaning of the term is sitting close to or sitting down near a spiritual teacher or guru to get lessons on Hindu religion and philosophy. And now about Buddhism and Jainism. The simple society of early Vedic age changed, and the conditions of the later Vedic society resulted in the rise of new religious sects. The causes, now I will tell you the causes which led to their formation were. What were the causes? Excessive rituals of Hinduism. Right? The Varna system of the Vedic age gave rise to the class of Brahmanism, who were in charge of the religious practice, rites and ceremonies in Hinduism. Right? Their domination resulted in complex rituals, ceremonies and sacred performances. With time, these rituals and practices became too rigid and costly for people to follow. They started questioning the superstitions and the practice which came in the way of spirituality, and declined to follow the blind rituals of animal sacrifice and other ceremonies like yajna. And other reasons were rigid caste system, importance of trade and use of language as Vedas, and other religious rituals scriptures were in Sanskrit, which was not the language of common people and hard to understand. All these conditions were ripe for the reactions against the prevailing religious order. Right? People started raising their voices, which resulted in the Jains and Buddhist movement. Right, now about Buddhism. What is Buddhism? Buddhism was found by Gautam Buddha. Right, he was born in 563 BCE as Prince Siddhartha to the rulers of the Sakya tribe, Shuddhodana, in Lumbini near Kapilvastu. Right, at the border of present day Nepal. Right, he lived a luxurious life. As a Prince, Siddhartha was his original name. Right, I will tell you the story of Buddha. Siddhartha, as he originally named, right, grew up in the confines of his palace. He was living a luxurious life. Right? With all the royal comforts, he married also with Princess Yashodhara, and he was a son also named Rahul. Despite of all comforts, still he was unhappy. Right? The story of Siddhartha's enlightenment. Right? How he was enlightened. In this, it is written here in your book. One day, as Siddhartha was driving the royal park with his charioteer, right, he saw an aged man, an old man he saw, right. A little later he saw a sick man, shivering with fever. Never before he had seen all these things in his palace, right. Yet he soon learned that sickness was common, and these sad conditions are common to the people. Later he also saw a corpse, means a dead person. Some people were taking him to the funeral ground, and other people were walking behind him, and they were crying, they were weeping. Right, and at last he saw a sage in yellow robe. He was too calm, so sadness was around, but still he was too calm and quiet. Right. Thus Siddhartha decided to abandon his comfortable life and left the palace at the age of 30 in search of finding a way to end suffering. Right. Now, enlightenment. How he was enlightened. After leaving home, Siddhartha wandered around for many years. He spent few time with a sage who learned him meditation. Then he joined a band of some people who learned him hard meditation. 40 days around, but still he was not satisfied. For 6 years, right, he practiced with them, and he also meditated for 40 years, 40 days, without food and water. Still he was unhappy. One day when Siddhartha was almost of 35 years old, he sat beneath a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Right, he began to meditate. After 49 days, he came to know, he realized the truth. He understood why there was so much sufferings and unhappiness in the world, and what man must do to overcome. How man can get rid of these kinds of sadness. He attained an enlightenment and now called Buddha. Buddha means the enlightened one. Right? Buddha, after gained enlightenment, he gave his first sermon in Sarnath. Right? From then he travelled on foot, preached among masses and spoke in Prakrit. Prakrit was the language of common people. Right? Many people became his followers. Ashoka was also the followers of Buddha. Soon these followers formed a Sangha or the Buddhist order. With this time, this order increased its strength and influence, and slowly it spread in the many countries of the world. Buddha's end came at the age of 80 in Kushinagar. Now, the basic teachings of Buddhism. What Buddhism says. Buddhism is the major religion of the world, followers of which are, is called, which are called Buddhists, right? Buddha priest, the moderate and ethical path of religion for a fruitful spiritual life. There are four noble truths or dhyana on which Buddhism is based. They are: human life is full of sorrow and sufferings, right? Desire is the main cause of all sufferings. It is possible to get rid of the sufferings, desires and sufferings can be overcome by the eightfold path. The eightfold path mentioned in the fourth noble truth was the middle path to lead a balanced life. By following this path, one could end his sufferings by attaining enlightenment, right? This eightfold fold path consists of what? It consists of: number one, right faith, right truth, right speech, right action, right living, right meditation, right efforts and right remembrance. 8 are there, right? The basic teachings of Buddhism is actions and their consequences are interdependent. Buddhism strongly rejects the caste system, and the result of these teachings are was the conversation of lower caste Hindus in Buddhism. Buddha preached high moral principles by which one can lead the good life. He stressed on charity, non-violence, forgiveness, etc. Now, Buddhist literature. What Buddhist literature was there? Right. Buddha preached in Pali. Pali was the common language of common people, right? Which was the local language of the people, and discarded the Sanskrit, which was used in the Vedas and was difficult to comprehend. After the death of Buddha, his oral traditions were compiled in Pali in 3 pitakas. Pitakas means baskets, right? Like basket. Vinay Pitaka, Sutra Pitaka, and Adi Dharma Pitaka. In other text which tells us about the life and birth of Buddha are the Jataka tales. Now about Buddhist architecture, right? Buddhist architecture. Buddhist art and architecture flourished in many forms like stupas, viharas, chaityas and stambhas. The famous stupa of Sanchi contained the inscriptions which tell us about the different stages of Buddhism. Other places which were the stupas are found Amravati, right? Bharat, and ruins of stupas have been found in Kushinagar, where Buddhas died, and viharas are monasteries of Buddhist Sangha, right? And stambhas are the pillars with religious emblems. Over the top Ashoka pillar has the lion emblem, right? Dear students, today I taught you about Buddhism, right? And in next video I will teach you about Jainism. है ना? Half exercises are there this week and next half will be in next week. Okay students? Stay home, stay safe. Bye.